Here's your spoon.
Hey, friend. About time soon. Tell me something. Thompson is hurrying up not part of your vocabulary. The type of guy who, if his house is on fire, he finishes his coffee before calling the fire department.
Look, friend, if you're not happy, I can always put your spoon back where I found it.
Jeez, Svensson, you want to lighten up some? Don't forget, you're the one that lost the spoon.
What? You're the one that tried to kill me.
Hell no, Renson. I ain't gonna let you spout off stuff like that. Kill you? What else am I guilty of? I just tried to sort of, what I got to, encourage you to get your dirty goddamn hands out of my goddamn can!
Alright, I'm still alive and you've got your spoon. Everything's cool. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, spoken like a real man, my friend. No hard feelings.
Ringo, is this your weapon? It is, isn't it?
Huh? What weapon? What you talking about, buddy?
You think I'm stupid? You tried to kill me to get it back. Now you pretend you don't know what I'm talking about? This weapon. I'm talking about this weapon.
Oh, that. No idea, buddy. Someone must have dropped it.
How do you explain, then, that I found it carefully hidden here?
Yeah? Well, must be my weapon then. Well, chill, bro. We're in Metropolis. Man's gotta be able to defend himself.
Do you know what you're risking by having this weapon in your possession?
A slap on the hand?
No, you're likely to... be charged with Ed's murder.
Whoa! Hang on, bro. Don't fool me. I ain't the one that whacked that fella.
Okay, Ringo. I'm willing to believe you. But this weapon could land you in a whole world of trouble.
Boy, I swear I didn't have that gun yesterday. I found it this morning down under Drowned Men's Bridge.
Under the bridge? This morning? Now that's interesting. Ringo, when did you take these photos?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the photos. Oh, Benson, old buddy, it's a real sad story. Real amazing. Make a grown man cry.
Oh?
Now, what you got to realize, Ned, bro, is that I ain't always had my ass in the trash.
Really?
I used to be a professional photographer. Real well known, you know what I mean?
A photographer, you mean?
Yeah, that's it. But something awful happened, bro. I was at the height of my career when I went and caught that goddamn leprosy.
There hasn't been a case of leprosy in Metropolis in nearly 500 years.
Ah, it was such a long time ago. Shit, don't time fly.
Doesn't it? Anyway, the photos. When were they taken?
Ah, well, yesterday.
Thanks, Ringo. Ringo, did you see anything unusual yesterday afternoon?
Damn right I saw something suspicious going on yesterday. I saw a guy got shot on the bridge right in front of my eyes. As clearly as I see you, John, Ransom, in flesh and blood.
Really?
Hey, there were at least 10 of those guys. They were roughing that poor soul up pretty bad. The one who got shot. You've no idea what they did.
At least 10?
You heard me, 10. At least 10. They went to town on him with butcher's knives, baseball bats.
Butcher's knives?
Hey, I even saw a flamethrower. Huh? You know, just like those army types use.
A flamethrower?
It was not a pretty sight. At the end, the guy with the axe grabbed him by the hair.
Ringo.
And just sliced his head clean off with a machete. You follow me, Ben? And then the body fell in the river.
Ringo.
Yeah? What?
Nothing. Forget it. Thanks for your story. So, what I've learned from Ringo's statement is that Ringo not only drinks too much, he's a born liar. That's how it is, and I'll have to make do with what I've got. But his statement isn't a complete waste of time. Let's see which points match what I've found so far. The murder was committed yesterday, late afternoon. The victim was killed on the bridge. There were at least 10 murderers. There was more than one murder weapon. One of the killers had a flamethrower. The victim was beheaded. The victim's body fell into the canal. Just goes to show that there can be the smallest nugget of truth in the biggest web of lies. The only conclusion that I can come to is that Ringo's not a very credible witness.
Oh, hey, Ted. What's up? Oh, nothing. The world keeps turning. I ain't got a time. And this liquor still hurts my head. Just an ordinary day.
Ringo, did you know that the prisoner's clothes you're hiding belong to someone who broke out of prison? Where'd you find them?
An escaped inmate. In your dreams, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the prison escape. Take a look at this.
You goddamn cop. How did you find me? I knew I had to keep on the move. 3 weeks I've been hiding here in this dump. Since I broke out, I've had all the cops in Metropolis on my tail.
Ringo?
Shit! You should have seen the breakout. It was like something from the movies, bud. Shit was going down everywhere. Had ourselves a real gunfight. Dead bodies everywhere. Woo!
Ringo?
Ringo what? Here I am telling you some crazy shit. The least you could do is listen.
The escape was yesterday, not 3 weeks ago. It's in the paper.
Yeah? Oh. All right. Okay! What was the question again?
Between you and me, you don't really look like the guy in the photo. So tell me, where'd you find the clothes?
Bro, try using that head of yours. Where do you think someone like me is gonna find this kind of stuff?
Bought the mail order. Found them in a trash can. Stole them from the owner. In other words, the escapee. Knitted them yourself. Stole them from prison.
I didn't steal nothing, bro. I'm a bum. And what do bums do? We go through the trash cans. Follow me?
Huh. And what trash can did you find them in?
Up there by the end of the bridge, there's a building where the caretaker's nice to me. Now and again, she lets me go through the trash.
Thanks, Ringo. Not now, Mr. John. Sonia, the call girl whose ad I found on your desk, formally identified you. She said you dropped Carlos off at her apartment yesterday around 5 p.m. If that's true, it proves that you helped Carlos escape.
Like you said, if and only if your hooker's telling the truth. Even so, you think a big boy like Carlos needs somebody to get out of prison?
I don't know Carlos well enough to say whether he's capable of breaking prison alone. One thing's for sure, he had an accomplice. This proves that
I admit, he wasn't alone. What if this Sonia lied? What if she were the accomplice?
No, that doesn't make sense. Carlos was positive. The person in black and Sonia are two different people.
If you say so. Well, that's reassuring, Detective. You're definitely on the right track. Who would doubt for a second the statement of a hoe who spreads her legs for a living and a dangerous felon on the run? You got me there, I confess. Breaking psychopaths out of jail is a hobby, you know? That's how I get my kicks. That's how I try to Liven up the long, boring winter evenings. Well, that theory's more plausible than saying that those two were accomplices or even lovers. I mean, it's pretty far-fetched to think that the joke was on you, that they were taking you for a ride. It's just as unlikely thinking they were behind Ed's murder and are trying to frame me for a prison break where I had absolutely nothing to gain. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. P.I., but is your investigation going around in circles? Are you gonna be on my back much longer? What do you want? Nothing? Thoughts.
Not now, Mr. Johnson. I don't want to be...
You really gotta bother me every 5...
This scrap of paper is small, but it's full of information. It looks like a timetable. The first part of the plan is to recover and then drop off a package. That's right. Then the person had to go home and get changed. That's it. Finally, the show was due to come to an end on the bridge at 7 p.m. This message didn't wind up here by chance. It must have been... in the pocket of the prisoner's clothes. Of course! So, we can easily deduce that these notes belong to... The killer. I'd bet my life on it. There's something I just can't get my head around. How did the killer know that Ed would be on this bridge at exactly this time?
Not now, Mr. Johnson.
Yesterday, when you left Sonia, you went to Ed's place. You stood in his doorway and you emptied your gun.
Interesting. But your theory won't stand up. You need proof.
Well, I've got ballistics evidence. Just need to compare this
And?
with this.
What? How did bullets from my gun wind up in Ed's apartment? I don't get it.
I can even tell you it was exactly 7 p.m. I realized when I saw this.
The ABC of being a good detective. You know your job.
So, you went to Ed's apartment at exactly 7 p.m., armed with the intention of killing him. Now that's a fact. But that doesn't prove you killed him.
What? Well...
I heard they sent you down because you and your gang were involved in a string of holdups.
Yeah, it's yesterday's news, man. What papers you been reading?
The police had so much evidence against you that the judge handed down the maximum sentence.
That's funny. I forgot that one.
There were 4 of you, but only 3 went in the slammer. Ed Lexter was never convicted.
Of course there were 4 of us. Of course Ed Lexter was part of the gang. But he ratted us out.
So, you've been pissed at Ed all these years?
Pissed enough to kill him? Is that your question?
Yeah, pissed enough to kill him. That's my question.
Yeah, mad enough to kill him. Surprised?
Not really.
But hey, Carlos has got a big heart. Carlos forgives. And Carlos ended up forgetting.
Well, that's what we're gonna try to find out.
Not now, Mr. Johnson. I don't want to be this... What do you mean? It's the wife who killed him? Not Montoya? You're gonna have to explain that one.
It's simple. Ed Lexter's on everybody's hit list. Half of Metropolis wants his head on their mantelpiece. If it's not for outstanding debts or scams, it's for shady, crooked deals. He's got no choice but to disappear. If he skips town, one day or another he'll be found. But if he dies, he'll be scot-free. Apparently he took choice number 2, to die. Or rather, make Metropolis believe he's dead.
You mean he wanted to fake his own murder?
Exactly. But in order to do it, he's got to have a murderer. That's where Carlos comes in. For years, he'd been telling anyone who'd listen that once he got out of prison, he'd snuff Lexter. Carlos was the perfect fall guy.
So Teresa helped him escape just so she and Ed could set him up?
Yep, the plan was simple. Spring Carlos from jail, then keep him distracted long enough to fake the murder right in front of a surveillance camera. Ed Lexter would play the victim, and Teresa would play Carlos, the homicidal escapee. Teresa would shoot at Ed with blanks, and Ed would fall into the canal, then swim, get out 100 yards away, and then it's bye-bye Metropolis. All the so-called widow would have to do is wait a few months, then meet up with her husband in a safe place.
Oh, wait! You mean Lexter is not really dead?
Oh, of course he's dead. The evidence leads us to believe that at the last minute, Teresa decided to use real bullets. Believe me, she had her reasons. You'll know when you find the body.
And now, dear listeners, here's an exclusive chance to hear what Officer Robert had to say when he was interviewed yesterday morning. You won't find a better example of the bravery and selfless attitude of our dear police department. Hello, Officer Robert, or should I call you Inspector Robert?
Hey, what'd you expect? It was a piece of cake for a born investigator like me.
Don't be so modest. You've just solved your 5th case in less than 2 weeks. People started calling you Super Robert.
The city's perps had better watch out, because Super Robert is here.
The word on the street is that the godfather of godfathers, Uncle Teddy himself, has put a price on your head. What do you think about that?
Uncle Teddy? I don't believe it.
What's up? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's only a rumor. You're not scared, are you?
Scared? You idiot! Do you have any idea who Uncle Teddy is? Every psychopathic hitman in this city is on his payroll. What can I say? He's their idol, their master, their god. I'm a dead man!
Come on, chill. All you've got to do is use those investigative skills of yours and flush him out before his henchmen put you 6 feet under. You're Super Robert, remember?
I'm not up to the job. I wasn't the one who cracked all those cases. It's that ambitious young P.I. Red Johnson is his name. He's the one they out of whack, not me.
What? What did you say?
Red Johnson. Tell that to Uncle Teddy. Red Johnson!
Yeah, I think he's got the message.
He's called Red Johnson. R-E-D, then J-O-H-S-O-N.
That's the end of the interview. It gets funnier each time I play. And now the weather. After some light showers, that's what they call bad publicity.
You always come in without knocking?
I've come to repay my debt.
Your debt?
I owe you for getting me off the ED murder. Even I was convinced it was me.
Owe me how?
A word of warning. Uncle Teddy is offering $150,000 to see you dead.
$150,000? That's quite a price.
That's why the city's gangsters are so loyal to him. He's the main man. Doing Uncle Teddy a favor is like hitting the jackpot.
Does he really think I'm that dangerous?
Hey, Metropolis isn't exactly overrunning with good detectives. Uncle Teddy has seen to that personally. Your mentor, Roland James, found out the hard way, didn't he? Uncle Teddy is so successful because he's faceless. A young man of your talents could bring him down. You could say he's directly tied to half the crimes in this city.
He's managed to keep a low profile so far. He must have overestimated me.
That don't change the fact he wants your head on a platter. What are you gonna do, detective?
Don't they say that when Uncle Teddy signs your death warrant, you'd better get out of the country?
Thinking of taking a trip abroad?
No. I've got another idea.
This I've got to hear.
All the perps in this city imagine him to be some homicidal macho gangster like he's made out of rock or something. But nobody's ever seen him. The way I see it, he's a jerk with issues. A jerk on a power trip. He uses his immense wealth to terrorize Metropolis. He's spending that money of his to write his own legend. If I could just get my hands on him, I'd prove to everyone that this much-admired gangster is nothing more than Daddy's little boy. A mouse who thinks he's a pit bull. A boy who wants to be a gangster. Then he'll rot in some jail cell, using his last few dollars to stop other prisoners from getting too friendly in the showers. That's my solution.
Red, I've got to say I admire you. Nobody talks about Uncle Teddy the way you do. You got balls, man.
And I don't think you came all this way to tell me something I could have figured out myself. Carlos, you're not the sort of man to let $150,000 slip through his fingers.